Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm doing this lesson, this part of the lesson again because I forgot to press record. Please make sure you watch this. Take your time out to watch this if you don't understand, if you never understood it the first time, because it's very important. So the first question is Waqa ibn al-Muallim as-Saghiru ala al-ardi. So Waqa means to fall. Is the verb. Who fell? What's the subject? Ibnu. Why we know Ibnu is the subject? There's two reasons. First reason is the fact that the waqa'a is singular. So when the verb is placed first and is singular, then and if the subject, if there's something after it which is nominative, which has like dhamma, for example, in singular or in broken plural, or it has ani ending for dual or uni ending for sign plural, then we know the subject is mentioned. So here it's one dhamma, it's nominative. So who fell? The son fell. And the fact that he has one dhamma, there's two possibilities. First possibility is either a diptode or it must be mudaf. Because when the word, when a noun doesn't have alif lam, it must have tanween. If it doesn't have tanween, it's either diptode or it's mudaf. In this case, we know ibnun, normally it's ibnun, so it's not diptode, so it must be a mudaf. Muallimi has a kasra because it's mudaf ilayhi. So the son of the teacher. So the son of the teacher fell, as-saghiru. As-saghiru. So we need to decide, is he the adjective of al-muallim or is he adjective of ibnu? And here is the adjective of ibnu. Why is it adjective of ibnu? Because both match in case, both are nominative, as opposed to muallimi, which is genitive. You may say, okay, as-saghir is definite, ibn is not definite. Ibn is definite because when we said that when mudaf ilayhi is definite, has alif lam, the ibn becomes definite automatically. However, because of the rules of mudaf, you can't take alif lam. So it means up here, the son of the small son of the teacher fell ala al-ardi, on the earth. Ala is the harf jar, so ard is genitive. And when you're doing the English to Arabic, make sure whenever you have harf jar, the next word is always genitive. Number two, حمل التاجر الكتب الجديدة وذهب للمدرسة. Again, similar thing here. So حمل means to carry. التاجر means the merchant carry, because the tajir is nominative, and the fact that the verb is singular. So we have two criteria we wanted. So tajir becomes the subject of hamala, subject of the verb. Hamla means to carry. Who's carrying? The merchant is carrying. Al-kutuba has fatha, is accusative. Which words are accusative? Objects. So the merchant is carrying. Why is he carrying? He's carrying books. Kutuba. Kutuba is plural, broken plural of kitabun. Right? It's broken plural, kitabun. And kutuba obviously is broken plural. When we have broken plural and it refers to non-male human being, it's considered feminine, and it's considered singular for agreement purposes. Therefore, al-jadida is the adjective of al-kutuba, and al-jadida is feminine singular. So the merchant carried the new books. وَذَهَبَ لِلْمَدْرَسَةِ. So here, who went? Here there's nothing mentioned afterwards. There's nothing afterwards with the dhamma. Right? When there's nothing after the dhamma, we know there's no noun separate to the verb, which is going to be the subject. So the subject must be hidden inside as a pronoun. So in this case, dhahaba is singular and it's masculine, so it must be he. So he went. Who went? He went. Lil madrasati. Li means to. It could mean belonging to as well, like before in some cases. We've done it before. Li can mean belonging to. Here means to. So the merchant carried the new books and he went to the madrasa. He went to the school. Nazaratin nisa'u Here again, nazarat nisa'u. First of all, it was nazarat first, but the ta needs to join directly onto lam, so it becomes gets kasra. Nazarat nisa'u. Again, this is feminine singular. The verb nazarat mean to see or to look at, and nisa'u is nominative, so it makes the subject of the verb. So who's seeing? The teachers, the women are seeing. The woman saw. Muallimi. Muallimi. So muallimi, if we know that noon has been dropped, because otherwise why would we have ya? The ya indicates the noon has been dropped, and if you look at the actual word, what would it be? It would be muallimina. So it's a sign plural, and the noon drops. It becomes muallimi. Muallimil abna'i. So what case is this? Muallimi. What case is this? Muallimi, because we know it was muallimina. Muallimina is either, could be same for accusative or genitive. Genitive. Obviously, for genitive, it has to have harf jar before it. There's no harf jar before it, or it has to be mudaf ilayhi. Mudaf ilayhi, second part of the idafa. It's not mudaf ilayhi either, because there's no mudaf before it. Can it be accusative? What words are accusative? The objects of the verbs. Yes, it can, because nazarat is a verb. Muallimi can be the object of it. So the woman saw, what did they see? The teachers. Here muallimi is mudaf and abna is mudaf ilayhi. That's why the noon is dropped, right? Because we done in the lesson for dues and silent plurals, when they are mudaf, the noon drops. So that's why the noon drops, because it's mudaf. Like similar to singular. Singular, the mean drops. If it's two dhamma, becomes one dhamma. In silent plurals, silent masculine plurals, and dues, the noon drops. Abna is mudaf ilayhi, it has kasra. So the woman saw the teachers of the sons or of the boys. Fi shari'il madinati. Fi means in. It's preposition, so always makes the next word genitive. So shari'i, and the street, il madinati, street of Medina, so mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. Hence he has one kasra. So again, why does he have one haraka? Is he diptot? No, it's mudaf. Madinati is mudaf ilayhi, hence genitive. So the teachers, so the woman saw the teachers of the sons in the street of the city. Al-Madinati means city. Some people are translating as Medina, Madinatul Munawwara. It doesn't refer to as Madinatul Munawwara, because it would say Al-Madinatul Munawwara. It doesn't say Al-Madinatul Munawwara. It doesn't say that. So it means the city. Again, next one, number 4. Huwa rajulun dhu malin kathirin wa huwa qalilul aqli. I'm just going to do this part. So huwa rajulun, mubtada, subject and predicate. He is a man. Dhu malin. Dhu we covered in the chapter. It is dhu when it's nominative, the when it's accusative, and the when it's genitive. Here is nominative because there's nothing to make it genitive or accusative. And dhu always comes as mudaf, always. So here he means he's a man. Recording, yes. He's a man. Dhu means possess, to possess. Dhu malin. Mal means malin means wealth. Kathirin is adjective of malin, means lots of wealth. So he's a man who possesses lots of wealth. Again, malin is mudaf ilayhi of dhu. So he's a man who possesses lots of wealth. What's that? What we could, instead of saying he is a man who possesses lots of wealth, we could say he is a rich man. He is a rich man. We mentioned that in the chapter. If you watch the previous videos. He is a rich man, وَهُوَ قَلِيلُ الْأَقْلِ, and he is little of intellect. Again, mudaf and mudaf ilayhi, little of intellect. And you could just simplify that to say, and he is stupid. He is a rich man and he is stupid. You could translate he like that, or you could say he is a man who possesses lots of wealth or abundant wealth, and he is little of intellect. You could say both. I'm now going to do number 5. That's easy. They could do yourself, inshallah. Number 6. Why wada'at? It was wada'at first. Why does he have kasra? Because it needs to join directly onto lam. So wada'at means to put or place. Al-ummu is nominative, it's a subject. So the mother put or placed. Lukmata is accusative, so it's the object. So the mother placed a morsel of or a bit of meat. Lahmin is mudaf ilayhi. Lukmata lahmin, a piece of meat. Waqit'ata means again it's accusative again, so it's also it continues to be the object. So what's the subject? What's the verb? To place. Who's placing? Who's doing the action? What is doing the action? The mother is doing the action. The mother is placing. So mother's placed or put. What did she put? What's the object? What's the thing that the action be done on? The piece of bread. Kit'ata khubzin. And also lukmata lahmin. Alal ma'idati. Ala is a half jar since hence ma'idati is genitive. So the mother placed the bit of meat and piece of bread on the table. That's last question from this exercise, I think. Then we'll move on to the other one. Nazaru. When you see nazaru, it's not singular. It tells you straight away. Straight away, when the verb, when you start off with, is not singular, it's dual, like nazara or nazaru or nazarna. We know from there straight away that the subject must be hidden inside the verb, because otherwise it starts as off singular. So straight away, nazaratu means see, and nazaru means they saw. We know that straight away. Forget about subject and everything else. We know the subject is hidden inside there. Nazaru, they saw. Aba, what case is that? It's accusative. Aba, because nominative is abu and genitive is abi. And we covered that in the chapter. I'm not going to cover that again. Nazaru, they saw. What did they see? Aba, father, Muhammadin, mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. They saw the father of Muhammad. Here, as I said, there was a mistake because it should be Kathir al-Mali. Because Kathir al-Mali is mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. Kathir al-Mali. And there's a mistake in the book because Kathir should be mudaf and Mali should be mudaf ilayhi. And in this case, what's the Kathir? We said that nothing can come between Idafa, so nothing can come between Muhammad and Abba. And the fact that another Kathira is accusative, it indicates that it must be the adjective of Abba. So they saw the rich father of Muhammad, or they saw the rich father of Muhammad who has lots of wealth. It's the Al-Kathir al-Mali means lots of wealth or abundant wealth, or it could mean rich. Like there's three different ways of saying it. So they saw the rich father of Muhammad. Number 7, you could do yourself. Walada, you got to ask yourself, walada yi, is he singular, plural? Just draw it out. What was the original? You always look at the last haraka is fatha. So originally it was wala daini, wala daini. So this was originally dual. In what case? In either accusative or genitive case. And you could work here yourself. Again, next another ain al-amirati. Ain al-amirati of DT something up there, but ain al-amirati, ainani. It was ainani. Noon dropped because aina becomes when it becomes mudaf, the noon drops in dual and san plurals. Okay, so next one, exercise 8 quickly. There are many pieces of wood in the dirty garden of the sheikh. Some people they say the difference between there are and they are. It's not they are. It's there are, the THERE. So we said that before, when there are mentioned, we don't need to translate this part. So many pieces of wood in the garden of the sheikh. Okay, so you can say many pieces of wood. Pieces is plural. Qati'u, because the singular is qit'atun, qati'u. I think I feel yes. Many pieces of mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. Of shows that's mudaf ilayhi. Wood. Kita'u khashabin. Khashabin. Pieces of wood. Many of the woods. And many is the adjective of many pieces. Is that adjective of pieces? So must follow the case. So must be nominative. And also it must be feminine singular because kita'u is broken plural and refers to non-human beings. Kita'u hashabin kathiratun, many pieces of wood. And then next is in the garden of the sheikh. So in is fi dirty garden of the sheikh. So dirty, so the garden of the sheikh, again word of is used, it should ring bells. It's mudaf ilayhi, so it becomes fi bustani, and sheikh is sheikh and becomes genitive, fi bustani sheikhi, in the garden of the sheikh. And then dirty is the adjective of garden, but it's going to come afterwards because nothing can come between mudaf and mudaf alayhi, so we're going to be al-kabihi. There's another word, al-wasihi, but we haven't covered that, I think. So kita'u khashabin kathiratun fi bustanil shaykhil kabihi. In reality, you should ideally put fi bustanil shaykhil kabihi first, because when the subject is indefinite and when the predicate is prepositional phrase, then your prepositional phrase comes first. But don't worry about that. That's what I've done like this because it's easier. Because you've done that rule before, but obviously, even if you do like this, the way I've done it is correct. 2 morsels of meat fell on the ground. 2 pieces of morsel. So what's the verb? Waqa'a. Pieces is kit'atun, is feminine, so we're going to start off with waqa'at. Waqa'at. 2 morsels of meat. So it's going to become lukma. Lukma is feminine. That's why I just made waqa'at feminine. Lukmatu. It's going to be, it's going to be lukmata. Lukmata. It would be lukmatani. It would be lukmatani, but it's off here. So it's going to be mudaf to meat. So when duals, lukmata is dual, refers to 2 morsels. When that's mudaf and the next word is mudaf alayhi, then the dual loses the noon. So lukmata is mudaf. So loses the noon, becomes lukmata. It was lukmatani first. Okay. Lukmata lahmin, meat. Lahmin becomes genitive. The 2 morsels, two morsels of meat fell on the ground. On the ground is easy. Alal ardi, on the ground. Alal ardi. On, ala means on, it's the preposition, so ardi becomes genitive. Alal ardi. From the table. From is min. Minal ma'idati. Again, ma'idati is genitive because min is harf jar. The schools, the teachers of the big new school are good. Again, here off, word off is here. Off, ring bells. Mudaf is idafa here. Teachers, and there's no verb here, so don't need to put verb first. So it's going to come, noun going to come first. What's going to come first? The teachers of the big school. So what's idafa is going to be? A teacher is going to be mudaf, and school is going to be mudaf ilayhi, and rest the big new adjective of school, they're going to come afterwards. Okay, so if I do it quickly, So what's the plural? Muallimuna, right? Muallimuna. Okay, the teachers. Now we know we are making it mudaf, so we must delete noon. So it becomes muallimu, because mudaf, not mudaf ilayh, mudaf, when it's signed plural, it must lose noon. Similar to tanween. Tanween, you could call it noonation. So in a way, the singular and broken plural, when word is mudaf, it loses noonation. So because here it loses noon. Muallimu, school, is al-madrasati, madrasati. It's genitive because it's mudaf ilayhi. Muallimul madrasati, teachers of the school. Now big new is the adjective of madrasa, so it's going to be matchy in case and in gender. So it has to be feminine singular, it has to be genitive. Okay. Jadidati. So the teachers of the big new school. Big new is the adjective of madrasa. Are good. Tayyibuna. Tayyibuna. Why is it plural? Because it refers to muallimu, which is masculine plural, giant plural, so tayyibun is plural. So muallimu al-madrasati al-kabirati al-jadidati tayyibuna. The other words you can probably use as well. He is a man of wealth. Man of wealth. Right? You could say who, oh, he's a rich. So man of wealth, we've done it before. Kathirul mali. Huwa kathirul mali. So simple as that. You are of small intelligence. That should be easy. Okay. That's it. I think the woman demanded bread from the merchant. The woman demanded talabat an-nisa. Talabat, the woman is singular. So I've done imratun. I'm not sure. If you haven't, just use the an-nisa'u. Talabat an-nisa'u khubzan, bread. Minal, of, you could just say min, of, minal. Sorry, it says the woman demanded bread off the merchant. So bread of merchant, what does that tell you? Idafa. Idafa. Bread is mudaf and merchant is mudaf ilayhi. So you're going to start off with talabat an-nisa'u is a subject. Then khubz is going to be accusative. Khubza, merchant is going to be genitive. Khubzat tajiri. Okay, so that's all from me. Inshallah, do the questions, and now I've done most of the questions, so I expect you to do up to number 10. And if you like to volunteer and do all of them, then I think I would suggest, unless you've been getting most of the questions right, you could do the first 10 and send me, and then you could see how you did, and then you could do the remaining 10. Inshallah. That's fine. Jazakumullah khairan. Barakallahu feekum.